Hello everyone and welcome back to your YouTube channel and welcome to this very exciting and very interesting video today. As you must be aware, I am recording this series of videos related to fundamentals of power engineering. Those videos are intended for young people interested in learning the fundamentals, the most elemental concepts related to power engineering. Those videos are not intended for experts. It's the other way around. We are interested here for non-expert people learning the concepts. So today I have a very simple and a practical tutorial with numerical substitutions and calculations over here. So without further delay, let's start by reading this statement over here. So an induction motor is known to have the following data in the nameplate. We have a 15 horsepower, 15 horsepower. We have a current 72.61 amps, and that current is coming from a supply 230 volts, 50 hertz. So the question over here is to calculate the numerical values of the appropriate capacitance of a capacitor that is installed in parallel to this induction motor in order to raise the power factor to unity. In other words, we want the power factor to be 1.0. So let's start this interesting explanation over here, okay? The first thing that you need to understand, my dear students, is we have the induction motor. And the induction motor, we have here the electrical side, and we apply here the electrical power. And on the other side, we have the mechanical output. So between the electrical and the output, we have efficiency. So in this case, there is no information about the efficiency, so I assume that the efficiency of this motor is 100%. So all the electrical power is equivalent to the mechanical power. So now what we need to do is to convert this horsepower, and remember, horsepower is a British unit. Horsepower is basically created with mechanical power in mind, and this unit is not suitable for electrical calculations. However, all my students, they must remember an equivalency between horsepowers and watts. So 1 horsepower is equivalent to 746 watts. So if we multiply those 15 horsepower by 746 watts, divide by 1 horsepower, horsepower with horsepower cancel, and here we have the very amazing active power. This is an electrical power coming in over here that is 11.19 kilowatts, okay? That is the active power. So now we want to know the apparent power. And remember the following. The apparent power, in this case, this is the magnitude of the apparent power, is the product between voltage and current. Remember, the full equation is in complex number. The complex power is the product of the voltage and the conjugate of the current. But here we are working with the magnitude of the apparent power and that is the magnitude of the current multiplied by the magnitude of the current. Two different ways. Here we are using phasors, so complex quantities. Here we are using just magnitudes, okay? So it's very simple because we know here the voltage is 230, the current is 72.6. So we obtain over here that the magnitude of that apparent power, is 16.7 kVA, okay? Or 16,700 volt amps, okay? Remember that the units of the apparent power is volt amps. So the next step, my dear students, is to calculate the reactive power. And to calculate the reactive power, well, is extremely simple. What you need to remember is that we have this amazing power triangle. Remember the power triangle. And the angle between the horizontal, that is the active power, and this side, that is the apparent power, that is the power angle. And this side is the reactive power. So I believe you can apply over here, just these basic properties. This is the magnitude square. This is the magnitude square. What I am telling you is that Q, that is the reactive power, is the magnitude of the apparent power minus P squared here. And we do the substitution. We know already the apparent power, 16,700. We know the active power, 11,190 watts. So here we are, we have the reactive power that is 12.39 kVAr, okay? So this is the reactive power coming here. So what is the plan? The plan is that we want to install a power factor correction capacitor. What is that? Well, you can imagine the following. Let's imagine this is the induction motor, and this induction motor is connected to the grid. And in normal operation, we know already that the reactive power coming here is 12.39 kVAr. So what is the plan? The plan is that we want to install here a capacitor C that is able to produce reactive power in order that the reactive power coming from the line will be 0. So if we want this reactive power to be 0, well, that reactive power must be produced by this capacitor, and that is 12.39 kVAr. In other words, if I want to cancel this reactive power, what I need to do is to install a capacitor that will reduce this reactive power consumption, and the new power factor will be unity, or the new phase angle will be 0. So yes, we are installing a capacitor that is equalizing the reactive power consumption of the motor. So the next step is we want to know the value of the capacitance. So you must remember reactive power is equal to the magnitude of the voltage squared divided by the capacitive reactance, where the capacitive reactance is 1 divided by omega c. So if we substitute the values, Q, that is the reactive power, will be omega c multiplied by the square value of the voltage. magnitude. So this equation. And we are interested on this capacitance. So the capacitance will be the reactive power QC divided by omega square value of the voltage. And it's just time for the numerical substitution. And here we have the magnitude of the voltage, 230. And remember, we are using 2 pi f, that is the omega, that is the angular speed. So omega here in this equation is 2 pi f. And you must remember that the frequency for this motor is 50 hertz. So when we put the number together, it's supposed that the capacitance should be 745.9 microfarad, okay? I highly suggest that you double check those numbers with your calculators at home, or if you prefer to use a MATLAB Live script, please always double check my numbers, because it's quite typical that I can have some typos when I am writing the document from the paper to the Microsoft Word. So if you find any typo on my calculations, please feel free to comment and give me feedback about that. So in summary, this example is very, very important. This example is very, very important because here we have power factor compensation. Power factor compensation, what it's looking for is basically to produce reactive power to compensate in some sort. In this case, we are compensating 100% the reactive power consumed by the motor. And we already calculate the capacitance of that. So this is a very, very useful example, something that you can find in the field when you go and work at the industry. So we are reaching the end of this video. I hope that you understand the explanation. If not, drop an email or make a comment and I will try to help you. If you watch this video and you find useful, please leave a like. Or also, if you want to be informed about the new videos and also be part of the community and receive more information by email, well, subscribe to the channel. So this is the end of this video today, and it's time to say the classical bye now.